This tutorial is on the ECS metering dashboard. Each one of these little windows is called a viewlet. They can be maximized, they can be minimized, and they can also be closed, but I'm not going to close it because I'd like to use it for this demo. You can create new tabs to organize your views. This is how you can export to a PDF, image, or CSV file. This little wrench icon is how you define the other options for the viewlet. You can define your date ranges, how you sort it, if there's a roll-up involved. You can also choose what you're showing on the viewlet, and that applies for all the viewlets here. You can also add viewlets using this little plus sign here. Now we'll take a look at some of the individual views. These are the most common views. Here we have a ranking chart, useful for sites with more than one location. Next we have the resource consumption. This one, you can see, is normalized by kilowatt hours per square foot. This viewlet uses conversion factors so you can convert your electricity usage to CO2, dollars if you have that configured, barrels of oil, kilo BTUs, and acres of rainforest. This is a dual axis viewlet. In this case, we're looking at kilowatt demand versus outside air temperature. So there's the demand of this particular customer, and here is the outside air temperature. Using the options, you can change the date range, you can actually roll it up by hour, and then if you wanted to, you can export that data. This can be exported to a CSV file that will send it right to Excel. Here we have the demand duration chart. This shows the load profile. Ideally, the flatter this is, the better. These peaks on the left side of the chart that are above the average cost you money on your capacity charge every month. So if you can minimize those peaks and keep it closer to your average, you'll be paying less on your capacity charge. It's a way of using this information to save money. This is a very different load profile. You can see that they stay around 3.6 megawatts most of the time, which would translate into a lower capacity charge. The next viewlet is the baseline comparison. This shows the kW demand versus the baseline. The baseline is the red line here, and the kW demand is represented by the bars. This is in normal mode. You can also view this as a delta graph. So the green means you're running below the baseline, and so you're saving energy. And the red means you're running above the baseline. This baseline period is customizable. You can change that date range. Here we have a drill down column chart. This is useful for those customers who have multiple facilities. You can double-click on each of these columns and expand to see what components make up the whole. and this can be done at multiple levels. For example, if this industrial group had 2 meters, you could actually double-click on it and see the individual meter data. There is also a pie chart version of this which works very similarly. There's no limit to how many levels you can drill down. This hotel, for example, had 1 meter. Now let's take a look at the Meters tab. What you see here is real-time energy meters that give you kWh usage on this tab, kW demand on this tab, and, if applicable, you can also get power factor and kVAR. Typically we pick these meters up with a pulse, which is why we're only showing kW demand and kWh usage in this example. Another commonly used one is the history line chart. I will configure it here. We'll look at power in this example from last week, with no roll-up so we can actually look at the raw data. Now this first one doesn't have any data entered, so I'll check the manufacturer. Now, this can be exported to a CSV file. And when you click here, it will open up to your Excel. So you can see that the ECS metering dashboard can easily be tailored to answer any metering need.